longer teary-eyed Miss Jack.
For those of you who notice I keep looking up in the air is because those of you that don't know what I do, I'm athletics and facilities, so for lack of better terms, balls and walls. I was worried all day. I have now left this building because as long as that gold ruffle is fluttering, the air conditioning is on. And I'll be honest with you, 18 years ago, when I started this profession, I was a slighter man.
Love you, Jackson.
Thank you. Durango High School Athlete of the Year is a great award to present. The student athlete, I get to stand up here in front of the senior class, the parents, the staff, and go on and on about how great two seniors are. I get to share little anecdotes about each of them, how they work hard, study hard, are involved in everything around campus, how proud of them we are, and how they meet the criteria of having the highest GPA in their class with at least 2 varsity letters in 2 different sports. I get to tell you how I would love to have them as my own children, even date my daughter, which changes as of this year because next year she is a freshman, she's off limits. That terrifies me more than life itself. But what I really get to do is tell you something you don't already know about these kids. So tonight I'm going to change what I do. The first recipient of this award is in sports like soccer, cross country. She's committed to practice, her team, her coach, her school. She was the ideal teammate. Coaches adored her. She never quit. She never complained. She always has a smile on her face. She's always positive and upbeat. Nothing you don't already know. But the little story about her I want to tell you is when she was running for student government. She may not remember this. I talked to her in the hall, but she said she did. But I do remember this because it had quite the impact on me. She made her poor father carry this ladder all over campus in 115-degree weather. He had to climb it. He had to hang banners, move her posters, move the ladder, change the order of the signs, change the order of the posters, move the posters, come back numerous times and make sure everything was picture perfect for her campaign. But then he made the cardinal mistake when I'm around. He left the ladder unattended. Now those of you that don't know me, I'm a scrounger. I will scrounge anything. You leave a ladder unattended for more than 24 hours, it becomes the athletic department's. We have golf carts. We have 4-wheelers. We have grocery carts. Matter of fact, this class will tell you don't steal my grocery carts because I had to steal them myself. But I was no longer fooled by this nice young lady's smile. She was not one to be messed with. I was no longer fooled by the shy grin. This lady was serious about that ladder. And I will be honest, I was a little scared for me and for her father. But she found that ladder, and everything turned out all right. That is why it is no surprise to me that a student with unquitting excellence, unquitting desire, does not know how to give up, is a success in everything she does and will continue to be so for the rest of her career, is the Student Athlete of the Year for the females, Michelle Lorza Lopez. If you were to go into my office, in the filing cabinet on the bottom right, in a locked file, you would find manila folders that help me with students who have eligibility issues. Now let's just be honest, the last thing you want to have in my office is a file. Some of the students in this room have a file, some of the teachers in this room have a file, some of you parents have a file. It's not a good place to have a file. But there could be residential issues, like you live on a zone, attend on a zone variance, have a hardship that makes you ineligible, or eligibility questions of all sorts. Some are cleared up in a matter of days, some in a matter of months. However, one took the athletic office over 1 year to clear. 1 year, not 180 days, because here's the rule. If you're 180 days at one place, no matter what, you're eligible as long as your grades are good. This took a year, not 180 days, 365 days to clear. This individual created a situation that not only never existed in the Durango athletic office, It didn't exist in the Clark County School District. It didn't exist at the NIAA offices. To be honest with you, the Gorman situation looks easy compared to this. He created a situation that was extraordinary. We were trying to do things that had never been done, and to this day I really don't know how we got it done, other than the fact that I think they finally gave up and said, let him play. But this young man, much like Michelle, would come to my office and he would ask me every day, am I eligible? Sometimes twice a day. I remember saying to myself, this kid better be something special. He better be as good on the court as he is off the court for all this work. We're talking a file that's 2-3 inches thick. Well, he was. He lettered in sports like swimming and tennis. He led the student body as the class president. He blazed a trail that many would want to follow. He earned the highest GPA possible, and he has all those varsity letters to show for it. A true trailblazer. I'm sorry, Chris Endo. The reason I apologize is I promised Chris I would say his name correctly, and I was going to slaughter it. Now, there's 2 other major athletic awards we get to give out, and there's only one very different word in there. The last 2 major athletic awards are the Athlete of the Year. But I was wondering, Miss Young, are you still up there? Can you bring up the house lights for just a second? Whoever's up there? I don't know, Andy? Is that kids? Somebody? Anybody? Please? Taylor, run. This week, we finally, she's bringing up the house lights for me. This week, we tallied up our totals. Every year, we're required to turn in how many student athletes we have at Durango High School. We had 710 individual student athletes complete a season at Durango. That means 1 out of every 3 kids walking on this campus is an athlete. So if you're an athlete and you're a senior, stand up. You deserve a round of applause. Athletics is a commitment that not many people can make. The other award winners tonight made that commitment. This award goes to the boy and girl in the senior class that epitomizes athleticism. They are nominated by their coaches. A rubric is utilized to establish their worthiness of this accolade, and their picture will hang in the foyer with the other recipients of this award that have been done for the last 18 years. Usually I start with the ladies, but in this case I'm going to begin with the young man. You'll understand later. This young man was first presented to me as a freshman 4 years ago and about 18 inches ago. I first saw him in the gym, and I swear the basketball weighed more than him. However, I noticed something about him. I guess he reminded me of another player from years ago. Sorry, I lost one. A guy by the name of Raouf Sadat. Now, Raouf was about the same size as this young man, and Raouf also believed early on in his career that he could shoot the 3, much like this young man did at a year in the career. I remember hearing coaches say, ugliest shot in the gym, about Raouf, ugliest shot in the gym. Of course, that was before it went through the hoop, time after time after time. Raouf didn't care. Raouf just wanted to play, win, and he always enjoyed the game. I can honestly say this young man really reminded me of Raouf. Then I traveled with the team to Bermuda, yes, the island, to play in a basketball tournament. Apparently we couldn't find anywhere in America to play that year. It was on that trip that I saw this young man as a junior. He was still growing. Amazingly, I didn't think he'd gained a pound, even though he ate like a family of 8. He started to develop a sense of court awareness that great athletes often have. You can't coach it, they just have it. They know where they are, what they can do, what they want to do, what you wanted them to do, and where you're at. Besides that, traveling with this young man, I realized what a great kid from a great family that supported him completely, as well as the program. A rarity in this me-first sports world. Now enter his senior year, no disappointments at all. He led by example, he played hard, established himself as a leader on the court and off in the classroom. He has a 4.0, and I think I'm going to recorrect, I think you're what, 4.7? GPA.
Wow.
He played his way into an athletic scholarship appointment to the Air Force Academy. However, I don't think he will fit into any fighter jet we have yet designed.